And in the studio with me right now, I have one of our vendors. Now, Central Park, it's a lot of green, it's a lot of dirt, it's a lot of stuff. You know what likes to hang out in dirt and green and stuff? Animals. And sometimes if you, let's say you're growing stuff, crops, for example, and you don't want animals near your stuff, there's something you can do. And with me at the moment is Nick Szegedi from Nixertech, and you're here with something called Crop Cop. How you doing, Nick?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
Okay, I would love to learn more about the idea that what you're holding in your hand for our radio audience is this the thing. It's a canister. It looks to be about the size of one of those reusable water bottles. It's got great big X's basically over things that fly and crawl and could very well damage things like, I don't know, berries and peaches and pears and fruit. Can you talk to me what Crop Cop is? Tell me all about it. Right on that microphone.
My wife and I moved up to Bear Valley Springs about 10 years ago, and we planted a vineyard because I wanted to make my own wine. And we had lots of grapes.
Lots of grapes.
Yeah, but by the end of the season, it was all gone. The animals ate them. Okay, so I said, I've been designing products all my life, and I said we can do something about this. So,
and now, can I ask you a question, Nick?
Yes.
They ate all your grapes, which is in and of itself, it's a tragedy and it's sad. But that was probably very expensive too, wasn't it?
It was expensive. The watering, of course, maintaining it. I didn't want to buy any nets. Most vineyards put nets on them just so that they keep the animals away. But in addition to that, we had gophers. We have a lot of deer up in Bear Valley, and I wanted to come up with a solution that keeps all of them away.
No pests. We don't want any pests.
We don't want any pests below ground, underground, or up in the air.
So okay? what did you come up with?
So I came up with the Crop Cop. The Crop Cop, of course, is a name we came up with. I applied for a trademark for the name. This unit is patented, and what it does is it's a simple device, the simplest thing in the world to install. You have 3 connectors hanging off the bottom.
Right, so 3 little wires.
And all you have to do is...
and you plug something into that.
Plug in a 12-volt power supply.
Okay.
The simplest way is just to plug in a power supply. It plugs into that.
Okay.
And then we have these transducers.
Now, those look like little things that, they're very tiny. They almost look like little tiny buoys. They're not very large, but they're transducers?
Yes. They vibrate.
They make noise?
There's one of them we call the rattlesnakes, and that makes a lot of noise. The other 2 are silent, but they put a lot of kinetic energy out. And you see these hooks on top?
Yeah.
Basically, just hook them on the trellis wires,
okay,
which go between T-posts in the
okay,
vineyard, or any kind of support wire. You can put them between branches of an apple tree or.
So if you have a house, and let's say you have a lot of fruit trees, like we have some beautiful homes here in Santa Clarita with a lot of acreage, and every now and then you'll drive past one, and because I don't live in one, I drive past one, and I see the lemons, and I see things like peaches or avocados. They can use this in their homes. Just put them across the bars on the wires, and this keeps all those critters away.
Yes, it does. I just installed a commercial installation out in Moore Park a week ago, and they have hundreds of acres of blueberries. You can use it for commercial installations. You can use them in your backyard. We also have a fruit orchard up at our house in Bear Valley Springs, and we have peaches and apricots and apples and pears. And I mount one of these above each fruit tree.
Okay.
And hang the transducers on wires between the branches.
All right. And then you mentioned the power connector, but you brought with you a solar panel. Is that where the power comes from?
Well, we have a couple of options. Again, I'm going to put this on because
on a little PVC piping.
Any PVC pipe sticking off, you can tie this. I put a cable clamp on it. Basically, it's a hose clamp.
Okay.
And you can clamp this to your T-posts or any wooden post in your garden. So it's very easy to install. And the cables just go up the center of this 3/4-inch PVC pipe.
Right.
They're all connected, totally hidden, so nothing is visible. And when it's all connected, for the power supply, you can either use an AC to DC converter.
Right.
It just plugs in, or a solar panel.
Love that you have a solar panel.
And
so if the people come to the 7th Annual KHTS Home and Garden Show on April 16th and 17th at Central Park, Nick, you'll be there with Nixertech, and Nixertech gives you, all of this is when you purchase the unit, this can come with it. If you want the solar panel,
Absolutely.
you have
That's
that
an
for
option.
us. Now, they're not constantly making noise. They're intermittent, right? So
Yes, what I have inside, my designed inside the crop cup is a circuit board with components on it. This doesn't have any components, and it's basically a timer. So the timer switches the power between this disc on top,
Right.
or the transducers, which
Okay.
make all the noise. So it goes about half a minute each. Okay, it alternates it back and forth. So on top, we put these units, which are, there's a set screw that mounts one on each side, and these have a 6-foot span. You can also put up.
they're like very shiny alien pom-poms. I like that. And the
alien
critters don't like that
pom-poms.
either, right?
And this is a fiberglass rod.
Right.
It's totally, it spins about once a second, so
Okay.
about 60 RPM.
Wow.
And it makes a lot of noise, and we found out that silver shiny things are the things that scare birds the most.
They don't like
They
it.
hate them.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. After you came up with Crop Cop and you've done all this and now you're making it available to the community, you can come out again, the 7th Annual KHTS Home and Garden Show, April 16th and 17th at Central Park. You can meet Nick Szegedi from Nixertech, and you can purchase, get this on your own. But I have to ask you a question. How are your grapes?
Excellent. We just had a bottle last night. My son-in-law, my daughter, and the grandkids came up. We opened up a bottle. It was delicious.
I love this. So you kept the critters away just in time
And we
to...
have peaches and pears. So you got some pictures inside the flyer.
If you'd like to learn more and you'd like to see some of these pictures, you can go to Nixertech.com. That's Nixertech, Nixertech.com. You can also meet Nick Szegedi from Nixertech at the 7th Annual KHTS Home and Garden Show, April 16th and 17th at Central Park. Learn more about that at scvhomeandgardenshow.com. Nick, I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Home and Garden Show. And anybody I know who's got some crops and they need a crop cop, they're coming to see you.
Good. We'll have it on display.
Thanks for stopping by.